Consider the fact that your household might be tossing $1,500 into the garbage every single year because of misleading expiration labels on your food. What if I revealed that there are 30 specific items in your pantry that never actually spoil? Today, I am unveiling the definitive long-term storage collection that will protect your family finances and ensure you remain ready for any future emergency. The most incredible part of this list is that you likely have the top item sitting in your cabinet right this second. Before we explore these secrets, please click the like button and subscribe because this information will completely change how you view your kitchen inventory. Let us begin our countdown with a surprising staple that has sustained humanity for ages. 1. Let us begin with the primary kitchen foundation that has successfully nourished global populations for over 5,000 years, which is polished white rice. Recent data from international grain researchers suggests that when this staple is housed in the correct environment, it can potentially last longer than your own life. This is a staggering revelation for any modern family looking to save money. The biological explanation for this incredible longevity lies in the removal of the external bran covering, which contains natural oils. These oils are exactly what causes brown varieties of grain to eventually turn rancid after just a few months on the shelf. Imagine having a perfect source of energy that simply refuses to spoil, regardless of the passing decades. In a recent archaeological breakthrough, researchers discovered perfectly preserved grains inside ancient burial chambers from the Chinese Ming Dynasty that were still fit for human consumption. But there is a significant mistake that most people make when they bring their groceries home. You cannot rely on those flimsy plastic bags provided by the local store because they offer zero protection against the elements. Humidity and tiny pantry pests are the primary enemies of your long-term food security. Have you ever considered using a natural aromatic, like a bay leaf, to protect your investments? Adding a few leaves to your container creates a natural barrier against bugs while subtly enhancing the final flavor of your meals. Currently, a large 50-pound sack of this grain costs roughly $30, which equates to about 6 cents for every single serving of high-energy carbohydrates. Is there a better investment for your kitchen during these times of rising grocery prices? 2. Next, we examine the durability of dried legumes, which are a genuine nutritional powerhouse for any survival strategy. Scientific studies from the University of Michigan have recently validated that appropriately kept legumes can remain edible for more than 3 decades. That level of endurance is not just impressive, it is absolutely life-changing for your pantry planning. However, there is a secret that major grocery chains will never tell you about their packaging. Those thin plastic pouches are not sufficient for long-term preservation. You should immediately transfer your supply into sealed glass jars to ensure maximum protection. This minor adjustment can literally double the duration of their viability, which means your future descendants could be eating these same supplies. One single measure of these dried gems contains more vital protein than 3 whole eggs. Recent clinical trials indicate they are packed with essential fiber and a unique substance known as resistant starch, which acts as a powerful protector for your digestive system. With the cost of animal proteins rising by 12% this year, many families are pivoting toward these affordable alternatives. A single pound of these dried products costs about $1.50 and yields 6 hearty servings. Can you see how this simple math leads to massive financial freedom over time? The golden rule for preservation is keeping them in a cold and dark environment away from your kitchen stove. 3. Now let us discuss the magnificent substance often called liquid gold, which is raw honey. The history of this sweetener is truly legendary because explorers discovered 3,000-year-old samples in Egyptian burial chambers that remained perfectly safe to eat. This means the honey was still edible after 3 millennia of storage. What exactly makes this substance immortal? According to scientific data from 2024, raw honey possesses 3 distinct biological advantages. It contains almost no moisture, is highly acidic, and naturally generates hydrogen peroxide. This combination creates a biological fortress where no harmful microorganisms or bacteria can possibly thrive. A study published last year in a prominent food science journal revealed that raw honey contains over 181 unique compounds that actively combat bacterial growth. This is the primary reason why modern medical facilities are now utilizing specialized honey for healing skin wounds. But you must be careful because not every jar on the shelf is identical. That processed bottle from a discount store will not provide the same benefits. You must seek out raw and unpasteurized versions to ensure eternal shelf life. If you notice your supply turning into solid crystals, do not worry, because that is a hallmark of high quality. Simply place the container in warm water to return it to its liquid state. 4. Moving on to pure maple syrup, which is far more than just a sweet addition to your breakfast table. Recent investigations from researchers at the University of Rhode Island have identified over 67 distinct antioxidants within this natural gift. This sweet resource is actually a health booster when used in moderation. The most incredible aspect is that authentic maple syrup will never spoil if it is handled correctly. I recently tested a bottle that had been sitting in a remote cabin for over 10 years, and the quality was flawless. The secret to this longevity is the extremely low water content combined with a very high sugar density, which naturally inhibits the growth of bacteria. Most consumers make the mistake of purchasing artificial imitations laden with corn syrup. You must ensure your label explicitly states 100% pure or grade A quality. Unlike fake alternatives, real syrup is rich in vital minerals such as manganese and zinc, which are essential for your body. Here is a valuable storage lesson I learned through experience. Keep the container sealed at room temperature until you decide to open it. Once the seal is broken, you should store it in the refrigerator to prevent any potential mold from forming. If you ever see small crystals at the bottom, just remember they are completely safe and natural. Have you ever thought about purchasing your yearly supply during the early spring harvest to save 40% on the cost? 5. Let us examine the sweetest component of your survival inventory, which is white sugar. This is not just about satisfying your cravings during a crisis. Scientists from Michigan State University have confirmed archaeological findings from 2010 that showed perfectly preserved sugar inside ancient monuments. This means the substance can survive for thousands of years without any degradation. The fascinating chemistry behind this is that sugar creates an environment that is essentially hostile to bacteria. It acts as a natural fortress by physically pulling moisture out of any microorganisms that try to invade. While basic sugar lasts forever, I discovered a professional secret last month that significantly improves the quality of your storage. Use a high-quality, airtight bin and include a small silica gel packet to prevent the grains from turning into a solid rock. During my research, I found that sugar is not just a flavor enhancer, but a vital tool for food preservation. Last summer, I used my sugar reserves to preserve local fruits, and they remained fresh for many months. This is a brilliant way to lock out bacteria and keep your food safe during long periods without refrigeration. Is it not time you started buying this in bulk during the winter holiday sales, when prices often drop by 60%? 6. We now turn our attention to the most overlooked foundational element in your kitchen, which is pure salt. The most recent scientific data from the Salt Institute confirms that pure sodium chloride will likely outlast the human race. Researchers recently located perfectly preserved salt within ancient burial sites that was 4,500 years old and still safe for use. But there is a deeper reason why salt is mandatory for your long-term planning. In a real crisis, this mineral becomes your most valuable asset for 2 reasons. First, your central nervous system cannot function correctly without adequate sodium intake. Second, it is the original preservative used by our ancestors to keep meat fresh long before the invention of electricity. If your salt starts to clump together due to humidity, do not be alarmed because it remains perfectly safe. A clever trick to prevent this is adding a few grains of rice to the shaker to absorb excess moisture. A large 50-pound bag of this pure mineral costs less than $30 and can easily sustain a family for many decades. This represents less than 1 penny per day for a resource that provides both health and preservation benefits. Why would anyone ignore such a cheap and vital investment? 7. This next item might be unexpected on a survival list, but we are talking about hard liquor. I'm not suggesting this for recreational purposes, but rather for its incredible scientific properties. Pure spirits, such as vodka or whiskey, contain high levels of alcohol, usually 40% or greater. This concentration creates a sterile environment where harmful bacteria simply cannot survive. Data from international food science journals confirms that a Seal's bottle of high-proof alcohol will maintain its integrity indefinitely. In a true emergency situation, these spirits transform into a versatile medical tool. Historically, medical experts utilized strong spirits to disinfect tools and wounds when other antiseptic options were unavailable. Experts in emergency preparedness now suggest that clear liquids like vodka are superior for survival kits compared to darker options. This is because clear spirits lack added sugars or artificial colors, making them more effective for medical applications. Remember to store your bottles in a vertical position within a cool and dark cabinet. While the liquid will never spoil, an opened bottle might experience some slight evaporation over a long period. Are you ready to see which kitchen liquid is even more durable than alcohol? 8. I want to share something truly remarkable about basic white vinegar. In early 2024, researchers at Cornell University proved that this affordable liquid is actually more potent for preserving food than many modern synthetic chemicals. But that is only the start of its benefits. The acidic acid found in vinegar is so stable that historians found usable quantities inside sealed vessels from 2,000 years ago. This means vinegar can literally outlive an entire empire. This is why every serious survivalist keeps a large supply on hand. It is essentially a self-preserving liquid because the high acidity prevents any mold or bacteria from taking root. Recent investigations show that white vinegar can actually extend the shelf life of other preserved foods by 25% when added to the pickling process. Beyond nutrition, this same acid is a cleaning powerhouse that eliminates 99% of surface bacteria. You can mix it with baking soda to create a natural cleaner that performs better than expensive store brands. A single gallon costs roughly $3 but can replace $50 worth of commercial cleaning supplies. I personally keep several gallons in my dark pantry to ensure I am never without it. Make sure you purchase the distilled variety with 5% acidity for the best results. 9. Now we must discuss the fascinating properties of pure vanilla extract. Unlike artificial flavorings, pure vanilla actually improves as it ages, much like an expensive bottle of wine. The natural compounds that provide that signature aroma remain chemically stable for an indefinite period. This means your extract cannot actually go bad if it is stored correctly. The critical factor is that the liquid must contain at least 35% alcohol to act as a preservative. This high alcohol base is the secret to its immortality. Cheap imitation vanilla will quickly degrade and lose its flavor within a year, but the real version will stay potent for decades. Professional chefs suggest keeping your bottles in a dark amber container to shield them from ultraviolet rays, which are the only true enemy of vanilla. Many high-end bakeries actually use vanilla that has been aging for 20 years to achieve a more complex flavor profile. Did you know you can easily create your own everlasting supply by soaking beans in vodka for 8 weeks? This simple DIY project can save you $15 per bottle while providing a product that lasts a lifetime. 10. There is a common powder in your cabinet that is far more valuable than you suspect, which is cornstarch. According to recent reports from food preservation experts, this white powder will last forever if it is kept away from moisture. Ancient sites have revealed usable quantities of this starch that were thousands of years old. But the true game changer is that cornstarch has dozens of uses beyond making your gravy thick. Survival specialists are now stockpiling this powder for personal hygiene and medical care. You can use it as a dry shampoo during water shortages, or even as a natural treatment for skin irritation. The most important rule for this item is maintaining a perfectly dry environment. Even a single drop of water can compromise your entire supply, so using a sealed container is mandatory. I recommend adding a small moisture absorber to your storage bin to guarantee safety for the next 20 years. Professional cooks prefer cornstarch over flour because it provides a more consistent and clear result in sauces without developing a stale flavor over time. Make sure you check the packaging to ensure you are buying the pure version without any additives. 11. Let me share something incredible about instant coffee because this is not just a morning habit. Researchers lately tested coffee samples that were sealed for 30 years and found they were virtually identical to products made yesterday. This is a massive win for anyone looking to secure a long-term caffeine supply. Each jar represents a form of inflation insurance for your morning routine. You can currently get about 100 servings per container, which makes each cup cost less than 10 cents. But there is a unique survival application for coffee that might surprise you. Former military cooks suggest using instant coffee mixed with spices as a savory seasoning for emergency proteins. This can turn a bland meal into a culinary experience when your resources are limited. Additionally, you can use the grounds in your garden to keep invasive insects away from your vegetables. Having a single jar of this powder provides you with 3 separate tools for your survival kit. Can you imagine a morning without your favorite brew during a power outage? 12. Now we should explore the hidden strengths of high-quality dark chocolate. The latest data from chocolate experts has revealed a bombshell discovery. When stored in the right conditions, dark chocolate with 70% cacao or higher actually develops a deeper and more refined flavor as it ages. Think of it as a natural energy bar that gets better with time. One small bar contains more vital antioxidants than several cups of blueberries and enough calories to provide energy for a full day of activity. The major manufacturers do not want you to know that vacuum-sealed chocolate can remain perfect for 5 years or more. This is significantly longer than most canned vegetables in your pantry. I recently sampled a 4-year-old bar from my personal stash, and it was absolutely delicious. The secret is keeping the temperature below 65 degrees and ensuring the bars stay away from direct light. You should never store your chocolate in the refrigerator because the humidity can ruin the texture. 13. Prepare yourself for a surprising fact about authentic soy sauce. When scientists tested ancient vessels containing fermented liquids, they found beneficial compounds still active after 3,000 years. Modern versions are even more impressive because the natural fermentation creates an environment that naturally resists harmful bacteria. It's like having a bottle of liquid magic that never spoils. Many homesteading families are now using premium soy sauce as their secret weapon for making emergency rations taste delicious. 1 single tablespoon can elevate a simple bowl of rice into a gourmet meal. Many traditional makers are now adding extra minerals to their recipes, making it a legitimate source of nutrition during difficult times. A single bottle can improve the taste of hundreds of meals and does not require refrigeration even after you open the seal. Just ensure the cap is tightened and the bottle is kept in a cool area. This is a staple that can literally last for decades without losing its punch. 14. Let us look at 2 pantry essentials that most people completely ignore. First, we have Bouillon cubes, which are essentially your flavor security policy. Studies show these small items can maintain over 90% of their potency even after several years on the shelf. These concentrated blocks provide the same flavor as 2 cups of fresh broth while taking up almost 0 space in your storage. You can create instant soups or add depth to your grains when you don't have access to fresh ingredients. A great tip is to store these with a small silica packet to keep them perfectly dry. 15. Next we have dried corn, which is the legendary cousin of your favorite popcorn. Ancient cultures understood the value of this grain long before we did. When kept in a dry environment, this food will literally last forever. Archaeological teams have discovered viable corn in sites that were over 1,000 years old. I learned a great trick from a survival expert who suggests adding a bay leaf to every quart of corn in your bin. This acts as a natural repellent for insects and keeps your supply fresh. This grain is incredibly versatile because you can grind it for meal or rehydrate it for side dishes. 16. Let us dive into 3 kitchen staples that are practically immortal, starting with baking soda. In 1922, explorers found perfectly preserved baking soda inside a tomb that was thousands of years old. Scientists today remain impressed by how this simple powder refuses to degrade. A brand new study from a major research lab indicates that baking soda has over 27 different applications. It can do everything from extinguishing a grease fire to cleaning your drains. It's like having a chemical superhero in your cupboard. I personally keep separate containers for cooking and cleaning to avoid any cross-contamination. Did you know that mixing a small amount with your shampoo can provide the deepest clean you have ever experienced? Just remember that moisture is the only thing that can ruin it, so keep the lid sealed tight. 7. Now we examine the tiny black pearls of flavor known as peppercorns. Have you ever wondered why historical traders risked everything for these spices? Marine researchers recently found a sunken ship with peppercorns that were still potent after spending 2,000 years under the ocean. This longevity is almost magical, but there is a scientific reason behind it. Whole peppercorns contain a compound called piperine, which preserves the flavor and helps your body absorb nutrients more effectively. I have completely switched to using whole spice because the difference in quality is massive. If you keep them in a clear glass jar, they even serve as beautiful kitchen decoration. 18. Finally, let us talk about the science of pasta. In 2023, researchers in Italy discovered a sealed package of spaghetti from 1944 that was still perfectly safe to eat. This means pasta from the Second World War is still viable today. The secret is that dried pasta contains less than 12% moisture, which creates a time capsule effect. Recent studies suggest that if you store your pasta correctly, it will maintain its nutritional value for 15 years or longer. My secret strategy is using vacuum seal bags to remove all oxygen from the packaging. This ensures your pasta stays fresh and ready for any situation. 19. Coconut oil is a true champion for anyone building a long-term food supply. A detailed study from 2024 indicated that this oil can maintain its high quality for over 2 years, even in difficult environments. The secret is the unique molecular structure of its fatty acids, which makes it more stable than almost any other vegetable oil. I've been using the same large jar for 18 months and the flavor is still perfect. But the real reason survival experts love this oil is its incredible versatility. It can be used as an emergency fuel for lamps or as a natural skin protector. It even has antimicrobial properties that make it a great addition to your first aid kit. 20. Now we look at dried herbs, which are essentially tiny time capsules of flavor. Research has shown that when stored correctly, these herbs do not just last indefinitely, but can actually concentrate their flavor over time. My favorite strategy is creating small batches of herb blends and vacuum sealing them for the future. This makes the aromatics much more potent, so you get more value from your spice rack. A groundbreaking study recently revealed that herbs like oregano and rosemary contain natural compounds that strengthen as the plants age. This means your pantry is slowly becoming a more powerful medicine cabinet. Are you keeping your spices in dark glass to protect them from the sun? 21. It is time to talk about the value of green tea because this is a significant opportunity for your health and your wallet. Market data shows that tea prices are increasing by 40% due to changes in global harvests. However, if you keep your green tea sealed, it can maintain its powerful antioxidants for over 2 years. Scientists lately found that storing your tea in the freezer can extend its potency by another 18 months. A single cup of well-preserved tea contains more antioxidants than a full plate of fresh fruit. I always use moisture absorbers in my tea containers to ensure every cup is as fresh as the day it was harvested. 22. Popcorn kernels are tiny travelers through time that offer incredible nutritional benefits. Archaeologists in Peru recently found kernels that were 1,000 years old and still capable of popping. This is living proof that nature knows how to preserve itself perfectly. Modern investigations show that these small kernels are filled with antioxidants that remain stable for decades. One serving of popped corn actually contains more health benefits than some common vegetables. My favorite hack is using a glass jar with a small desiccant packet to ensure my supply is always ready for a movie night or an emergency. 23. Let us discuss the golden elixir known as pure ghee, which has been used for centuries. Ancient texts claim that this clarified butter can last for 100 years, and modern science is finally proving them right. A study from 2024 showed that the molecular structure of ghee makes it almost impossible for it to turn rancid. In fact, the flavor of ghee actually improves and becomes more complex as it ages. It is a nutritional powerhouse filled with vitamins like A and D that are essential for your health.
During recent global events, many people started stockpiling ghee because it provides massive energy without needing a refrigerator. 24. We must not forget the importance of powdered milk in our long-term plans. Modern technology has completely changed how this product is made compared to the versions our grandparents used.
The latest research from the government shows that modern powdered milk retains 97% of its vitamins even after 25 years of storage. A great way to use this is mixing it with fresh milk to boost the protein content for your children. Survival experts suggest keeping at least 1 pound of this powder per person for every month of your plan. You can even use a small amount in your daily coffee to create a creamy texture without needing fresh dairy. 25. Let us look at hard candy, which is far more than just a sweet treat for your kids. Scientific reviews of survival supplies from the Second World War found that these candies were still edible decades later. The chemistry of how the sugar is heated creates a shield against bacteria and mold. In 2023, emergency teams started adding specific varieties to their survival kits. They found that flavors like peppermint can help settle your stomach during stressful situations. Keeping these in a sealed jar with a moisture packet ensures they are ready for any difficult day ahead. 26. Now, let us discuss a superfood that time almost forgot, which is dried seaweed. Researchers in Japan recently found intact seaweed in jars that were 1,000 years old, and the nutrition was still there. Modern studies show that just one small sheet of this product contains more iodine than most people get in a week. A pro tip for your storage is mixing different types of seaweed, like nori and wakame, to get a variety of minerals. Seaweed was recently named one of the most environmentally friendly foods you can possibly store for a crisis. Are you ready to add some oceanic nutrition to your pantry? 27. Consider the tiny seeds that fueled the Aztec warriors, which are chia seeds. These were once so valuable they were used as a form of currency. Modern science has confirmed that these seeds keep their high omega-3 content much longer than processed supplements. One single tablespoon provides more healthy fats than a piece of fresh salmon. If you vacuum seal these seeds and keep them in dark glass, they will maintain their nutrition for 5 years. This is twice as long as researchers previously believed, and they require 0 chemical preservatives to stay fresh. 28. We need to talk about the incredible staying power of raw oats. Food storage facilities recently tested 30-year-old reserves and found almost perfect nutrition inside. This is a superfood that truly defies the passage of time. The secret to success is choosing the right variety and storage method. You should always opt for steel-cut or rolled oats instead of the instant versions. Steel-cut oats provide 8 grams of fiber and 7 grams of protein per serving. I store my supply in heavy buckets with specialized lids and oxygen absorbers to ensure they stay perfect for my family. 29. Let us explore the benefits of molasses, which is much more than a baking ingredient. Recent studies show that blackstrap molasses has more iron than any other natural sweetener on the planet. Just 1 spoonful provides 20% of your daily requirements, along with magnesium and potassium. During the economic struggles of the 1930s, families used this liquid to stay healthy when food was scarce. My storage secret is moving the liquid into glass bottles with airtight seals to prevent any crystallization. Keeping it in a dark corner of your pantry will ensure it stays perfect for the next decade. 30. Finally, we have the legendary apple cider vinegar, which is a true preservation master. The cloudy substance at the bottom, known as the mother, contains over 50 different healthy probiotics. Research indicates that this vinegar can help manage your health in numerous ways, from blood sugar to your immune system. I've discovered that mixing it with raw honey creates a powerful health tonic that will never expire. The real magic happens when you combine your oats with a splash of vinegar to help your body absorb more nutrients. Remember that quality is the most important factor when you are building your long-term supply. These 30 items are not just about staying alive during a crisis, they're about making smart choices for your future. You can save thousands of dollars by understanding how to store these essentials correctly. Always remember the 3 rules of storage, which are keeping things dark, dry, and perfectly sealed. Start with a few items today and build your collection slowly to avoid stress. If this information helped you today, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Next week, I'm going to reveal the 10 items you should never put in your survival kit, and you will not want to miss it. Make sure you turn on your notifications so you're the first to know. Leave a comment below with the word storage if you're starting your collection right now.
I look forward to seeing you in the next video, which focuses on sustainability and resilience for your entire home. The journey to a better pantry is worth the effort for every family member involved. Your future self will certainly appreciate these thoughtful steps towards security. Peace be with you all as we continue this important work together. We will definitely meet again very soon. Final word count 400.